Hello, back on Omega. Today, I don't think I have any replays I wanted to share. I just saw that there was a ban list that was posted for the TCG, and while I can't play competitively since I don't have any LGSs near me, and I don't really have anyone else that plays the game, I just play online. Uh, I thought, screw it, I'll make a video looking at the ban list. So I have the pictures of the ban list saved, and then I made a little deck list that's just all the cards so I can look at them one by one. Uh, yep. So, uh, there were some cards on this that I was a little saddened to see, and others that uh, I was very happy to see, so I'll get to those as I see them. Number one, Moon of the Closed Heaven. I was so sad to see Moon go. I understand why. It's because any 2 effect monsters becomes full Fiendsmith combo. But it's just really sad because I loved using Moon for her actual effect. Like, I loved using her effect so I could use 2 of my opponent's monsters to go into an Underworld Goddess. But I understand she had to go. She's so cute too. It's like, man, darn you, Fiendsmith. Next up on the ban list was Splash Mage. I believe the reason this is gone is because Malice could use it so well. And even after getting hit a lot, Malice is still pretty good. Like, if you can't stop them, good luck. Like, you're gonna have a real tough time winning. Especially since Malice just draws so many cards, and it thins the deck from all the pieces of the engine. So by the time it's done doing that, then it just draws like 3 cards on their turn, and then maybe an additional 1 on yours, and you just gotta sit there and be like, wow, you've got a full hand, maybe even more, and a full board too, and I got nothing. The next card on the ban list, King of the Pharaoh Imps. I'm kind of sad this guy's going too, but I understand why. Much like how Moon of the Closed Heaven is any 2 cards becomes full Fiendsmith combo, King of the Pharaoh Imps is any 2 4s becomes full Mitsurugi combo, which means you could also use him in Ryzeal to get him off your first 2, then do full Mitsurugi combo, and then you can finish it off with like the Ryzeal stuff if needed. And then the final hit on the bans section is Paradise Smasher. He's a 5 that could be made using the Vanquishal Canine deck pretty easily. That during the main phase 1, you just attach 2 materials, and then whoever rolled higher is VFD'd, or they can't activate monster effects or declare an attack. And that is until the end of their next turn. Or until the end of the next turn. So if you roll higher than your opponent, then that means you no longer have monster effects. You've functionally lost the game. If your opponent rolls higher than you, they don't have monster effects, and they've probably lost the game. And then, because he has a second effect that if either player rolls a 6-sided die, or multiple, while he has material, then you can treat one of the results of those as a 7. Meaning, if you make this guy with 3 materials, then you activate the effect, you can almost guarantee that your opponent can't activate monster effects. I have been told that this does not come up that much, but when it does come up, it is game determinative, so I'm glad they're getting rid of it. Oh, whoops. On to Banlist 2. First up was X Ryzeal going to 1. This is the limited section now. I'm very glad that this is going to 1. I hate this card with a passion. I hate the fact that this card sends Aggregator and then chain blocks its own effect with the Aggregator, and the Aggregator gets to just negate anything. Like, whether I'm playing Masochist and they can just negate my face-up card that I need to have unnegated to even have a chance, cool, man, that's just really annoying. Or when I'm playing just regular and it's like I set up a board, they're able to just negate one piece of it and now it's turned off. Dormouse is also now at 1. I believe both of these were limited, or semi-limited before, by the way. So, she's now at 1. bigger choke point. I mean, they can still pretty easily get her back because March hair. So it's a bit harder to deal with her. But now they see her less consistently, and I guess she's a bigger choke point maybe now, especially since they don't have a Splash Mage anymore. And I think they don't have Link Decoder either, so it's like they got Linguribo to make. And then it's just a bit harder for them now because they can't get to a Link 3 just off 2 monsters now, I think. I guess they have to use like Haggard Lizardos now, which I think they're already using. Here's when I'm really sad. Vanquish Soul Raisin to 1. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know why they put Raisin specifically to 1. Like, he searches monsters, but I thought he was always the starter, but I've noticed people prefer Mad Love as the starter because you use Mad Love to get Field Spell to get whatever. So I'm like, I thought they would have hit Mad Love, because Mad Love also has an effect that like it's kind of better than Raisin, since it destroys, or since it returns a card to the hand, non-targeting, which I think is a little bit better than Raisin, but it is much more conditional. But alas, they decided to limit Raisin. They also limited Crystron Inclusion, which this card on activation gives you a Crystron card, and then the first time each one will be destroyed by battle. That doesn't come up that much, but it is something. And then you can banish it from your grave to target a Crystron and summon it. So now this is only going to be at 1 copy, so once it's gone, it's gone. Although I believe some of the Crystron cards can get this back. Like, I feel like the 7 that they make, Ella Skeletus, I feel like this get this back. If not that, then the Trap card might shuffle it back. Next up is Obedient Schooled to 1. I remember trying to use this card in Fabled, like, ages ago, and I'm like, man. But now I understand that it's being used for Yummy. And this card just gives them 3 Yummies. Like, sure, the effects are negated, but then you turn them into the Link, and then make the Synchros, and then bring them back, and then now they're not negated. So, and you're already only using Beast Monsters, so doesn't matter. Then we got Stake Your Soul. I'm also sad that this is now limited, because it just means Vanquish Soul just on its own is way less consistent now. Because you've lost 2 more of your starters, or you've lost 4 starters now because of this. And because another big hit, since Raisin is now at 1, you only have 1 Raisin. That means your Xiaolong has even less fires. Because, assuming you're playing just like regular hand traps, your fire monsters in your deck are Xiaolong, Raisin, Ash. That's it. Like, you don't have any other fires, so Xiaolong will almost never get to search, which is quite sad. They also put Solemn Judgment to 1. I don't actually remember if this was... Yeah, it was at 3 before. I'm glad it's going to 1. This card is one of those things where it's like, you keep it in your side deck, and then when you know you're going first, you put it in because it's just I say no. It's like, that's such fun game design. I'm glad it's at least going to 1 now. I wish they'd get rid of all the floodgates, though. Semi-limited list. It was very small this time, like usual. It's just putting Branded Fusion to 2. Nothing major. I want to say it was at 1. Let's check. Yep. Onto the unlimited list. Glow Up Bulb is going from banned to 3 copies. I think that's fine. The card's got a hard once per duel, so it isn't the worst. I think it'd be fine at 1, it's fine at 3. Masterpiece is going to 3. I don't think people are using it right now anyways, but cool for True Dracos. Morphing Jar is going to 3. I don't know if anyone's playing Empty Jar, but I mean, if they are, cool. Phantom Skyblaster going to 3. I never understood why the heck this thing was like banned or limited in the first place. I know it's because on Summon it makes tokens, but it's like, cool. On Summon, you make 1 token if this is all you have, or you make 2 tokens if you have another monster. And if you have 3 monsters, with one of the 3 being in the extra monster zone, then you get 3 tokens. That's it. They're not even effect tokens. they're normals, or I believe they're normals. Uh, so like, why the heck was this? Maybe it's the burn too, I guess. Snake Eye Ash and Snake Eye Poplar are coming back to 3. I think that's fine. Just means Snake Eye is back to what it was before, just doesn't have the spell to get into it from anything. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think this is fine. If someone wants to play like Snake Eye Pure, they should be able to have 3 Ash, 3 Poplar. I mean, people probably aren't even playing 3 Poplar. They just stick to like, oh cool, I have 3 Ash. Zodiac Barrage has come back. It's up to 3 now. I just realized I skipped out some of these limits. I'll get to these in a second. Dragonic Diagram's back to 3, so that's good for the True Dracos again. And then Lightning Storm is at 3 now. I understand why they're doing it, is because a lot of the decks nowadays play on your opponent's turn and put stuff on your field. Does kind of suck for me though, because I feel like I always see this card as is, and I feel like I'm going to see it even more. But oh well. I did miss some limits. These cards were previously banned, except for this one, which I think was at 3. Lacrima's finally back. So this drastically changes the Fiendsmith, like the Magical Muskets Fiendsmith list, because now Tract can actually get you a musket, like if your normal's interrupted. Like the biggest issue Musket has is getting your normal summon interrupted. But now Tract gets you a fusion summon, and you can use like the Light Fiends in your hand, which is great. Plus there's the new Musket Link 2, which does kind of let you max on turn 1. It's a bit finicky, but it lets you max turn 1, and then you can use those materials for full Fiendsmith combo. Summon Stork has gotten errata, so she is back at 1. I think she's still like okay, but people don't really use her as much anymore. I always did love her design. I thought she was very pretty. Because it's if you summon a monster from your hand to a zone your opponent controls that she points to. It has negate effects though. But then you get to summon one from your deck with the same type, but its effects are still negated. And then it says you can't summon monsters for the rest of the turn except monsters with that same type. So let's say you give them a rock, you get to summon a rock from your deck, but it's negated, and then for the rest of the turn you can only summon rocks. I think it's fine to come back at 1. Drident got brought back to 1, so Zodiac players finally have something they can do, and with Barrage being at 3, if you open Barrage, then you get Drident, which is pretty cool. I always love this art too. And then Herald of the Arclight, I believe it's going down from 3 and it's becoming 1 copy. I've heard multiple things about this. I think the reason is because, like, with the new Dogmatica stuff, I think it'd be quite plausible to be able to send, like, 3 copies of this from Maximus and then some of the new cards. So they would just rather, if it's at 1, because most builds that do play this card play this at 1. Like, I know Yummy plays this because they can make it, but they also play it because technically, going through your combo, you can use it to get into a Mitsurugi slick section, because it searches you Habakiri. But, I don't know. Regardless, I think that this ban list is quite nice. There's still some cards I would love to see gone, but that's mainly just floodgates and cards that I think are incredibly unfair, and I know that I am very much in the minority about a lot of those opinions, except for the floodgate one. I feel like a lot of people would be fine with every one of the floodgates just kind of like the generic continuous traps that they put the 1, just getting rid of them. They're not fun. They just say no one gets to play Yu-Gi-Oh today, and that's not good game design. But if you watch this, thanks. I just wanted to make this see what I thought of it, since I guess now I do kind of play the format more. Hope you have a great day, and remember to drink some water.